Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant is officially going to be on November 6th. I cannot wait. Let's talk about it in this video. King Jr. got another video for y'all. So it has been officially made that Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant on November 6th is official. This fight will be taking place in Las Vegas and whatever or not. I was recently online to look at the bids and stuff, and guys, these bids shocked me. Canelo Alvarez, I believe, is down 1,000, and Plant is up 550. So people are expecting an upset from this for Plant to win. Here's my take on the whole situation. Hold on, before I get into that, also Terrence Crawford versus John Porter is officially for November 20. Has been confirmed that the fight be November 20. Excited about that fight as well. But here's my take on the Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant situation. I think it's great for boxing that we getting all these big fights in November. I cannot wait for this fight to happen. As I told you guys before, I'm picking Canelo Alvarez to beat Caleb Plant, but I have to realize and did my homework that Canelo Alvarez is fighting a different type of style of fighter than Caleb Plant. We seen Canelo Alvarez have trouble with a certain style. I don't care what anybody say. He has had trouble with a certain style. I don't think that Canelo Alvarez has changed that much. The only thing I could say that changed much for him during the Floyd Mayweather fight is his punching power and speed. But I don't think much has changed for Canelo Alvarez. I will say this: Canelo Alvarez will have all the advantages he will have, but he will have a slow foot speed disadvantage because Caleb Plant is very mobile when he moves out of the ring. But the bad thing about Caleb Plant is that Caleb Plant does have these lapses during the second half of the rounds of the fights. And, he tends to lack off. If you guys go back to that Truex fight that happened in January, he got hit with a big clean right hand from Truex out of nowhere, and anybody could have seen the punch coming from a mile away, and he got hit with it. I don't know if it was fatigue, but Caleb Plant has problems of not staying focused during the fight, and you got to stay focused when you fighting Canelo because he has any chance to knock you out. But now Canelo saying, "You doing all this talking, let's back it up now." And so both of these guys, I don't know if Canelo has the confidence he has now since all this Oscar Valdez stuff happened, but Caleb Plant confidence is really high, saying that I'm going to make this fight look easy. I'm going to beat Canelo easy. Well, we got to see, Caleb Plant. If you can beat Canelo easy, I would be shocked if you can beat this man very easy, because Canelo is not an easy opponent to beat. But with the style you have, if you beat him with your style and make it look easy, I'll be shocked. If Canelo beats Caleb Plant, he makes history. First undisputed Mexican super middleweight champion, and also he will be the first undisputed super middleweight champion. A lot of people forgot about that as well. He'll be the first to do it. And this is going to be a great fight, guys. I will be trying to break down the fight when it gets down close to crunch time, but it's a little ways off. But this fight is official. I just wanted to come out and say it's officially happening. Caleb Plant, 12 knockouts, 21 wins, 0 losses. Canelo Alvarez, 56 wins, 1 loss to Floyd Mayweather. Everybody try to forget. 2 draws, 38 KOs. Will Canelo get 39 KOs, or will Caleb Plant get 22 wins? Who knows? This is going to be an interesting fight. But now, guys, the tables has turned. That people truly believe that Caleb Plant is going to win this fight. I was so high on Canelo beating Caleb Plant. But now I see Caleb Plant getting trained by Andre Ward, which Andre Ward states that he would, if Canelo calls him out, he would fight Canelo and come out of retirement to fight Canelo. Now, I don't think Canelo can beat Andre Ward. That's a whole different style right there. People want to say Andre Ward's style is boring. He's got that Shakur Stevenson style, but it's perfected. And people want to forget. But Andre Ward, man, that dude is hell to deal with. I don't think Canelo's gonna be able to beat Andre Ward that easy. But can Caleb Plant weather the storm of Canelo Alvarez? Let's find out. This fight is official. Let's see it now. But I think Caleb Plant will be able to weather the storm. I think Canelo Alvarez will eventually figure out what Caleb Plant is doing because of the high ring IQ he has. But Canelo is also going to have a problem because of stamina. We don't know how good Canelo's stamina is going to be. I think Caleb Plant is going to drag Canelo Alvarez to the scorecards, and it's going to be fishy. Now, Canelo Alvarez, people ain't going to want to hear this, but people got to hear it. Canelo Alvarez already won this fight, okay? He already won the first 5 rounds, okay? That's just hands down because of the corruption of the WBC. They're going to favor Canelo to win and want him to get undisputed. But if Caleb Plant put on a boxing clinic, just if he could accumulate what Floyd Mayweather did, this will be big. Caleb Plant is going to have a lot of options on the table, and he's going to get a lot of notoriety if he beats Canelo. Now, if Canelo loses to Caleb Plant, his career, a lot of people are going to look at his career as suspect, okay? But you can throw in that if Canelo loses, his career could be somewhat over because you worked hard to get all those belts. But if you mess around and think Caleb Plant is a joke, your career could be over it, and you have to start all over or go to 175 and try to make something happen up there. But if Caleb Plant loses, his career won't be over. You know, he'll just have to come back stronger and come back harder. But Canelo Alvarez is later in his career. If he loses, his career is going to be shot. And people's going to be saying, oh, he didn't fight Charlo. I knew he couldn't beat that style. He didn't fight Demetrius Andre. I knew he couldn't beat that style. There's going to be a lot of people say whatever. But in my opinion, I think if Canelo Alvarez loses, his career is going to be over. So, because you at a point that you're going to be able to make history. And if you lose to Plant, you did all that work for nothing. And I would hate to see Canelo lose it, but Canelo's going to have to show us something that we never seen. And I believe he's going to show us that in this fight, November 6th. But like I said before, Canelo struggled against Lara. He struggled against Floyd Mayweather. You could say he struggled against Austin Trout. He struggled against Amir Khan. He was losing to Amir Khan, and Amir Khan, he caught him and knocked him out, you know. But he was losing against Amir Khan, and so on and so forth. But this is going to be a great fight. It's official, people. Be expecting this fight on November 6th. You can't miss it. If you gotta do what you gotta do to watch the fight, legal stream it, buy it, whatever. I'm not missing this fight. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment. This is your boy King Jr. I'm out of here. Peace.